silent choir. The black. It wasn't just the absence of light, it was a tangible thing, a heavy blanket smothering every photon. I blinked, squeezed my eyes shut tighter, then opened them again. Futile. It was the same oppressive void. Where was I? My mind was a blank slate, wiped clean of any memory before this moment. No last meal, no familiar face, no sense of place or time, just this absolute terrifying darkness. I reached out, my hand meeting a cool, smooth surface. A wall. I shuffled along it, my other hand extended like a blind man in a maze. The air was still, heavy, and carried a faint metallic tang, like old blood. My ears strained for any sound beyond my own ragged breathing. Silence. A deep, unsettling silence that amplified the frantic drumming in my chest. Then a new sound, a faint, rhythmic dripping. Drip, drip, drip. It seemed to be coming from somewhere ahead, or perhaps above. Direction was a meaningless concept here. I started moving towards the sound, my hands still tracing the wall. The metallic scent grew stronger, mingling with another, subtler aroma. Something sweet but artificial, like cheap disinfectant trying to mask something foul. My foot bumped against something on the floor. It was small, round, and slightly yielding. I knelt, my fingers exploring its surface, smooth, like polished stone, and it vibrated faintly, a low, almost imperceptible thrum. Then, a new sensation, a change in the air, a subtle coolness accompanied by a faint whisper. It wasn't a voice, not exactly. More like the rustling of dry leaves or air escaping a small opening. It seemed to be coming from the floor near the vibrating object. My fingers danced over the smooth, vibrating stone. There were indentations, small and circular, arranged in a pattern. I couldn't see them, but I could feel them. A sequence of raised dots like braille, but unfamiliar. This was the dilemma. This had to be the way out. These tactile symbols, the vibration, the cool whisper of air. They were clues. But what did they mean? What sequence? What combination would unlock the darkness? I pressed one of the dots. Nothing. Another. Still nothing. Panic threatened to overwhelm me again, but the faint whisper of cool air kept me tethered to the present. It was a sign, a promise of something beyond this suffocating black. I focused on the vibration. It pulsed with a subtle rhythm, a pattern I tried to memorize. Thump, 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 thump. Could this be a key? Driven by a desperate instinct, I tried to match the rhythm of the vibration with the sequence of the tactile dots. I pressed, paused, pressed twice, paused, pressed again. As the last dot was pressed, a new sensation flooded my senses. A low, resonant hum filled the air, growing louder. The metallic scent intensified, and the dripping stopped. Instead, I could hear a faint whirring sound, like machinery coming to life. The cool whisper of air intensified, now a steady breeze against my face, and then a new smell, sharp, acrid like ozone after a lightning strike. The floor beneath me trembled. The smooth, vibrating stone I was touching began to sink slightly, and then the blackness began to recede. Not all at once, but like a curtain slowly being drawn. A faint, sickly green light bled into the room from below, illuminating the space in a ghastly hue. I could see now. I was in a small, circular room. The walls were smooth and metallic, reflecting the eerie green glow. The vibrating stone was a pressure plate, now slightly lowered. And the cool breeze. It was coming from the opening in the floor. a dark, gaping maw. But it wasn't the room that made my blood run cold. It was what the green light illuminated in the pit below. Row upon row of identical faces, pale and still, their eyes wide and unseeing, just like mine had been moments ago. They were connected by thin, transparent tubes, and a faint, rhythmic beeping echoed from the depths. My hand instinctively went to my face. It felt smooth, too smooth. I scrambled to the wall, my fingers finding a cold, metallic surface. And then I felt it. A seam running along my temple, a faint ridge, the sweet artificial disinfectant, the metallic tang of old blood, the cool breeze, ventilation, the rhythmic vibration, a heartbeat. Not mine. The realization hit me with the force of a physical blow. This wasn't an escape. It was a transition. The darkness wasn't a prison. It was dormancy. The green light pulsed, and one of the faces in the pit twitched. Its eyes flickered open, staring blankly upwards. I wasn't awake. I was activated. The way out wasn't freedom. It was induction. I had relied on my senses to join. Rest of them